UFC Fight Night, Adesanya versus Imavov is coming up in a couple weeks, and today, everybody, we have the complete betting guide for you. We're going to go through confident picks, underdog opportunities, fights that you should not be betting on, my personal lock of the week, fun props and parlays, and the betting recap for the channel with timestamps if you'd like to skip to any part of the video. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels. Guys, let's start this video off with the confident picks. The first confident pick I have for you is going to be Lucas Alexander. Now, if you are new to this channel, and I apologize, by the way, if you've been watching for the channel forever and have to consistently hear about this, but I do have a full card breakdown video already on the channel, diving as deep into these fights as we could possibly get it. So this is going to be kind of your recap for that. It's going to be very, very like quick pickish. Regardless, my first confident pick is Lucas Alexander. And I know a lot of people like to look at the 8-4 record and kind of dismiss him a little bit, he took on Joe Anderson Brito and Jekka Seri, and those, in my opinion, are really good losses to have. I just believe that Lucas Alexander will be better technically in this fight. There's not a ton to break down with that one. He's a confident pick of mine. I think that he's going to outstrike Bogdangrad and get the job done where he needs to get the job done. Continuing on with the next confident pick is Jasmine Jastovicius. Now, it's very important to note, out of all of the confident picks, this is the least confident pick because you have the problem of Mayra Bueno Silva moving down in weight. You never know. Sometimes the size can play an effect there, but regardless, there is a night and day difference in technique, fighting ability, everything to do with this matchup. While Jasmine does lack technique on the feet, I would imagine that she will do what she typically does and just be over-aggressive, possibly taking Mayra Bueno Silva down and beating her up on the ground. Regardless, I don't see Mayra Bueno Silva presenting any issues for Jasmine. Jasmine isn't necessarily a top contender, but where Jasmine struggles is when she fights a really technical striker that can halt her movement, just like Tracy Cortez was able to do. I do not see Mayra Bueno Silva being able to do that one little bit. Plus, she's 10-4, she's off the roids, and her losses aren't exactly aging all that well, right? Jasmine Jastovicius, on the other hand, is taking on fairly respectable opponents, okay? There's a night and day difference in talent level here, and assuming that the weight doesn't come into play, Jasmine should steamroll Mayra Bueno Silva. Let's continue on to the next confident pick, Muhammad Naimov. Not a ton to break down about this one. I think he'll be better in all aspects of MMA. I like the competition that he's taken on. I think he's an extremely well-rounded fighter. You have the idea, too, that he might have to, he might want to cheat to get the victory, and typically, fighters get away with that now, so that's something that we have to break down. Let's continue on to the final confident pick that we have over here, and that's going to be Israel Adesanya. A little bit of an issue with this one because I worry about Israel Adesanya's motivation at this point in his career, but from Nasruddin Imavov's last performance against Brendan Allen, this was the final nail in the coffin that really showed me personally, hey, this guy's not ready for the top of the division, that being Adesanya, Strickland, Du Plessis. I believe all of them would beat Nasruddin Imavov, and I understand we can talk about Strickland specifically, but I just think there is that extra talent level at the top, and I mean Robert Whittaker as well. I think there's that extra talent level at the top where Nasruddin Imavov just is not ready for, and I think we're going to see a contender Izzy style-bending performance, okay? I do worry about Izzy's motivation, though. I worry about his age. I think it might have been showing a little bit last fight, but that could just be the plot armor of Dricus Du Plessis. Honestly, like, that does exist. So I'm not ready to write Adesanya off just yet. If Adesanya is the fighter that we're used to seeing with Israel Adesanya, then I believe he will run circles around Nasruddin Imavov in this bout, and I believe that he will get the job done. Actually, before we dive into the underdog opportunities, guys, there is a huge problem with betting on this card that you have to be really careful about, and I should have mentioned it at the beginning of this video, and that being that this card is taking place in Saudi Arabia. Typically, when you have fights that take place over in this type of area, the judges like to work with their fighters to get the victory. It's happened in the past, so it's very, very important to note if that's something that you're betting really high numbers on, be careful about who it's about. So let's move on, like I said, to an underdog opportunity or a couple underdog opportunities. These are not necessarily picks of mine. They're not nearly confident picks of mine. But if you're looking for value bets, I would not shock me one little bit if these underdogs got the job done. The first one being Jairzinho Rozenstruik. I actually do think that he's going to win this fight, and I'm not coming at from the point where a lot of the MMA community right now is completely writing off Sergey Pavlovich. I don't think that he's washed or overrated at all. I think he's a great fighter. I just like the role that Jairzinho's been on. I like that this could be an opponent, again, like his last couple, where he can slow down the pace and make it a slow, biggie boy, strong jab decision. You know, I have a gut feeling on this one, okay? I like Jairzinho Rozenstruik's chances a lot in that bout. Let's continue on to Michael Venom Page. This one is very tough because if it's a fairly close fight, I would imagine that the judges are going to give it to Shara Bullet Magomedov. This is one of the fighters that absolutely would get the hand raised in this bout. But Michael Venom Page, he's taken on better competition. He showed that he's levels above in the striking that in comparison to Shara Bullet. I'm not saying that Shara Bullet isn't good. I just think that Michael Venom Page is better technically. He's had better performances against better opponents. And nothing about Shara Bullet Magomedov showed me personally that he's ready for the top 15 of the division. Michael Venom Page just fought tooth and nail with Ian Gary, and we've seen him have great performances before that, even over in Bellator against pretty good competition. I like his chances in this matchup, and I do think, assuming that the weight's not going to play a big factor into it because Michael is going up in weight for this one, I think that Michael will just be better. I think he'll be slicker. His age still is not showing at this point in his career, and I don't think that Shara Bullet's going to be touching him nearly as much as he's touched a lot of his opponents. So let's continue on, guys, to a few fights that I do not believe you should be betting on. Very, very easy for the first one. Not a clue what's going to happen here. Not a clue. Sorry if that's not the breakdown you're looking for, but I have no idea what to think about that fight. Let's continue on to the next fight that I don't believe you guys should be betting on. Is Faraz ZM taking on Mike Davis. I think it's two very capable fighters, two very capable kickboxers, decently well-rounded, going against each other, and like they're even both on a 4-fight win streak right now. I underrated Faraz ZM in the past, and I'm not ready to do that again. It's a very, very tough choice for this one. Both guys have been looking good. Both guys are on a roll, and I believe that this fight is a little bit unpredictable, in my opinion. Let's continue on to the final fight that I do not believe you should be betting on. But in saying that, this one, I kind of get if you would place a bet on Said Nurmagomedov. I understand the people picking him, but I just think Vinicius Oliveira is an animal, man. This dude is dangerous, and we've seen that Said Nurmagomedov is not the perfect fighter like we've seen with so many of the Nurmagomedov family, right? I think that both fighters are very talented. I think both fighters have a very, very bright future. And I think this is one of those fights in the bantamweight division that is very, very closely contested. Both guys are both guys are full of talent. Both guys have championship aspirations. Both guys have shown great performances in the octagon. And I don't know who's going to get the better of who in this matchup. In saying that, though, I see the path to victory for Said Nurmagomedov. I understand that. And I know a lot of people are looking to Said Nurmagomedov in this matchup. For this one, I do believe you should stay away. I don't think we should be counting out Vinicius Oliveira in this fight. Let's continue on, guys, to my personal lock of the week. The fighter on the card that I believe has the best chance of winning is unfortunately another really big favorite. But hey, lock last time. I thought Peyton Talbot was my most confident pick on the last card. That was shocking. Ikram Aliskerov. Andre Muniz has one path to victory, that being BJJ. I do not believe his BJJ is going to outdo Ikram Aliskerov's Sambo. I just don't. And Ikram Aliskerov will be better on the feet. Ikram Aliskerov will be more dangerous on the ground. I do not see a path to victory for Andre Muniz in this bout. But crazier things have happened. This is just my most confident pick on the card, guys. Let's continue on to a little bit more fun part of the video, that being looking for any props that we could see and some fun parlays. Let's take a look at what we have over here. Let me bring you over to Odds Jam over here. And, perfect. Perfect. I forgot this was 2 weeks. I forgot this is 2 weeks out. So there are no props. Sorry about that, everybody. But anyways, if you're interested, we have a promo code for Odds Gym if you want to sign up. Link in the description, pinned comment down below. Very quick to the odds. They'll be there first. So everybody, now let's continue on again to the fun part of the video. That just making some fun parlays, seeing what we can do. And my sister and I, we make this all the time. Let me bring you over to the other side of the screen over here. My sister and I, every single time, put 10 cents on every single underdog to get the win, just to see. We were almost millionaires one time in Bellator. You guys have heard it before. You're going to hear it again. 0.10, $23,000. That is wild for that. But let's pick some fights over here. Let's see, okay? I'm going to pick Faraz ZM. I'm going to not pick that fight. No, definitely not. At least for this one, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to pick ZM for it, although I would never bet on it. Ikram Aliskerov, Jasmine Jastovicius, Abdul Karim Al-Sawadi, Muhammad Naimov. Ooh, that's a toughie. Said Nurmagomedov, Jairzinho Rozenstruik. I'm skipping that. Thomas Peterson. I should have included him as an underdog opportunity. I didn't know it was that bad. I don't think it was that bad, the entire time. Just there's no way, dude, I am putting Shamil Gaziev as a confident pick or like as a pick at all when we know he has heart and cardio issues. Terrence McKinney, Israel Adesanya, Michael Venom Page. That is crazy. Even just $5 will get you 4K. Like, that's crazy. If you want to put 50, 41,000, there's no chance that that happens. What if I were to remove a couple, okay? I'm going to remove Faraz ZM. I'm going to remove Thomas Peterson. I'm going to remove, yeah, you know what? That is a ridiculous parlay that I could see one day taking place. But like 50 for that gets you about 4K. Not bad, not bad. But I wish there were props to mix in here, man, because there's some that I don't mind, like Muhammad Naimov. But the problem is, like, at Muhammad Naimov's odds, I would just bet that. Muhammad Naimov, Ikram Aliskerov, that boosted a little bit more value. I like Ikram Aliskerov. At this point, like, he doesn't offer too much, obviously, but I really think that he's going to win this fight, man. I really, really think he's going to win the fight. Even Terrence McKinney, I almost included, but the problem is a little bit chinny. Israel Adesanya, I would just play that. Israel Adesanya, Muhammad Naimov together. There's not a ton of parlays that I really like, guys. What do just the confident picks get? What do the confidence picks get? Israel Adesanya, we're going to go with Muhammad Naimov, and who was the other one that we talked about? Where is Lucas Alexander? Where is he? Am I blind? Lucas Alexander, not on here for some reason. All right. We can pick Jasmine Jastovicius too, but I think I'm done betting on WMMA, man. I think I'm done. We've seen too many crazier things that have happened. Ooh, excuse me, I didn't mean to do that. But like I said, a little bit more of a fun part of the video. But guys, let me bring you over to the betting recap. While the previous card, we had a nice clean sweep. This time around, and I don't remember the last time that this has happened to me, guys, we got bombed. But thankfully, I was aware of the possibility. I kept things incredibly small. For a fun parlay, got destroyed. These two fights just didn't take the hit, but of course it's just $5. I don't really expect the fun parlay to hit. It's just a risky thing that I like to see, that I like to play. Just add a little bit more spice to the card. But I spoke about this, and before, I know you're going to shake your head at the Kevin Holland bet. I put 0.25 units. Again, kept things incredibly small because I was worried about this card. Kevin Holland, and this is what I spoke about in the video, the members only video. Kevin Holland won me over, and he made me go against my own advice. That is to never bet on Kevin Holland. I saw him as an underdog, and I was listening to his media day interview, and he won me over because he seemed happy. He seemed energetic. He seemed excited to be fighting again. He was talking about having 6 fights a year, so I was like, maybe Kevin Holland's actually, like, he's back, because Kevin Holland is a better fighter than Rainer DeRidler. He's a better fighter, and he should have won that fight if he was motivated, and he didn't pretend like, oh my God, I'm Kevin Holland, I don't care. He won me over, and that will never happen to me again. That will never happen to me again. He won me over. I saw him as an underdog. I'm like, I'm going to do it. I went against my own advice for that, and I completely deserved the loss for that one. The one that shocked me, though, was Umar Nurmagomedov. I put 0.5 units on it. Again, very small amount because I was worried about it, but I personally thought that he won the fight. I thought that he won 3-2 personally, although I do understand the people talking about Merab getting the win, but people are talking about Merab just schooling Umar because it's a Nurmagomedov name. That wasn't the case at all, and it actually does appear that Umar did break his hand. Regardless, that result shocked me. I was very confident Umar Nurmagomedov to get the done, and that was the only bet that I really liked there. But even then, I knew that Merab was a machine. I knew that Merab was a champion for a reason. He's been embarrassing everybody. That's why I kept it at 0.25 units. We are going to look to do much better. I can't remember the last time that's happened, which is crazy. The fun parlay got destroyed. Kevin Holland sucked me in. Never going to happen again. I'm never betting on Kevin Holland moving forward. And Umar Nurmagomedov was unfortunately a lackluster call in my opinion. Always looking to take responsibility for our losses on the channel. And not that it's probably going to matter for this video, but if you're interested in seeing where I'm putting where my money, where my mouth is, or supporting the channel, we do have a channel membership. We'll be posting every Thursday or Friday before the events, talking about my official plays for the weekend. If you're looking to combine my fight knowledge with your own research or just supporting the channel, I don't expect anybody to sign up unless you really like the content, but we'll do better. I'll win you over. We typically do pretty well. I'm excited, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video. Check out the full card breakdown right here. I would love to have you over there. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Take care.